much. Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee. And today I am back with day 3 of May I Scraplift You. And today's scrap lift is by Vanessa Bell. I will pop the layout I chose up on the screen to scrap lift of hers. And if you guys don't know yet, May I Scraplift You is each day there was a list formed where we go to that creator's social media and we pick a layout and we scrap lift it. It's that simple. So today is also Friday, so it's Mixed Media Mayhem, and today's prompts are textile, paint, and torn paper. So we're going to do a really simple layout. This one truly is only a few pieces and it's going to be done. And I'm hoping it turns out good because I don't have a whole lot of a plan in mind. I do, but I don't. But since I have to use paint, that kind of throws a wrench in the plans. And we're going to just try it. So I had this crazy idea that since I had been working so much with the Simple Vintage Berry Fields in April, and I loved it. I loved the color combinations, how it was turning out. I had made all those bees and flowers and all those things for the crop and the other layouts I did. I decided to do something crazy this month and try to use up the whole collection. Now, all I had is this 6x8 paper pad. And you see, we're only on day 3 and yet here we are. All I literally have is a handful of scraps left. So I think I'm going to pull in some other scraps. I do have some of the stickers left out of the sticker book. And I have some of the ephemera left. But I also have the ephemera that I created of the bees and the beehives and the flowers and all of these things to kind of bulk it up pretty much. But I decided I was going to alternate between the Simple Vintage Berry Fields and the Simple Stories Life in Bloom, because I had the 6x8 paper pad and the thickers and the sticker book and all that from Peachy Cheap. Both of these are deals I got from peachycheap.com. Someone asked about that in another one, and I had no idea what she was talking about, but she heard me say something else, and who knows if it was because I was sick or I was talking too fast, or when I get hopped up and excited about something, I tend to talk really fast. So I apologize for that, but it's who I am. So today we are, of course, scrap lifting Vanessa Bell. Her layout had this cut file, and it says it's the Copa Design Team layout that she did it for. So, which is Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files. I did not buy this. I ended up creating my own cut file on Cricut, just putting a bunch of hearts together, and then I backed them using the scraps of paper. This is a great way to use up all those little pieces of paper but still get a complete layout. Okay? So literally you can see it's just little scrap pieces. Some of them I had to really piece up because I was out. And I'm going to use a bee. I made these for another swap. And they're sparkly. I don't know if you can see them, but they're sparkly. And then there's another bee, and then here is a picture of me out in my garden last year with all my pink primrose bloomed out. It's right on the cusp this year. Like, there's like 3 or 4 of them that's bloomed out right now. Well, right now when I'm still making this video in April. By the time this video posts, they'll probably be in full bloom, and they're beautiful. I love them. They're so wild and flowy, and I love it. But I thought this was fitting. It says free wishes. Dandelions are one of my favorite things. Most people hate dandelions and they kill them, but not me. I love dandelions. I don't know. I've always had a fascination with them. I don't have any tattoos, but I said if I ever did get a tattoo, it was going to be a dandelion. And everyone always laughs at me when I say that. You're going to get a weed on your leg? And I'm like, I really am. I don't know if I'll ever actually do it. I probably won't. I'm 42 and I still don't have a tattoo, so chances are not looking good. So this is my cut file. Now we have to paint. So this is where it's going to get a little iffy. And textiles. I don't have any fabric. Like, none. So I went through ribbon. I thought I might have some seam binding left over, but I don't. I have some ribbon, but I don't know. I don't have any fabric. But I found this twine. And technically textiles are what clothes are made from and all that stuff, right? So we're going to use this in for our textiles. So hopefully, you know, they don't boo me out or anything. Okay, so we're going to paint. And then the other one is torn paper. Okay, I'll have to remember that because I'll forget. Y'all remind me. Alright, so I'm just going to use acrylic paint. This one's Flamenco Red, English Navy, and Sunbeam. Because these match my colors very well for the papers I'm working with. So we're just going to play a little bit. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of this red on here because I don't want to go like crazy. And then I'm going to just wet my brush. I'm using a wide brush. I don't know if you can see it, but let me get my paper towel. I just want to dip it in the water first and get it wet so that it's kind of a smoother transition, I guess you could say. And then I'm kind of just going to run it through my paint and water it down a little bit. Oh, I'm kind of scared. I don't know, y'all. I don't normally just like straight up paint on a layout. Okay. We're just going to do it. I don't think I like it. But maybe it's going to go through an ugly phase. I don't know. That's the fun, though, about being creative, right? Is, you know, it is. It's about just getting messy and getting creative, and that's why I always like it. Okay, we're just going to go with that. Good enough. Okay, and then let's do the yellow. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to put a little dot here. And I'm going to rinse out my brush. But I'm going to leave some water in it so that I can mix it with the paint. And blend it down some. I'm just kind of mixing it around on my little piece of acetate here so that it'll not be all chunky. Okay, I'll add a little bit more water. And then we're just going to paint it on too. I wanted to have a streaky look. Like, I don't want it to, you know. You know. Y'all probably don't know. You're probably like, she's done lost her mind. And then I'm going to do the blue the exact same way. I'm just going to put a little dot on here. Woo! That's probably too much. And then I'm just going to add my water from my brush and water it down. And stir it up a little bit so it's not all chunky and stuff. Now, you could totally use paint through a stencil or whatever you so desire. You don't have to do this. You could probably use watercolor. Technically, it's paint too, watercolor paint. But I wanted to go with actual acrylic paint. Now, I'm not adding a ton of water to this, but I am adding paint, and this is just regular cardstock, so it's bowing up a little bit. You could totally put gesso on this before you start, or once it's actually dry, you can just flip it over, barely spritz it with some water on the back, and then set something heavy on it to dry. And it don't take long to dry, but it'll dry flat for you. But the key to it is just flipping it over and spritzing it with some water, and then letting it dry. Because if you use your heat tool, it'll do the same thing. Alright, I'm just moving that over. And pretty much my paint is already dry, except for a little streak right there that I can see. Okay, so now let's see what it looks like. Look! I don't know if I love it. Let's go. Let's look at it this way. Oh, that kind of looks cute, like it's coming down from the hearts. Okay, I might could get behind that one. I kind of like that one too, where it's going phew. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. What should I do? What should I do? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me quick. You know what? I want to add just a tiny bit more red. I think I'm going to do it like this. So, just so it'll be in behind that. That's probably too watered down. The color don't match the rest now. But the more you water it down, the more of a softer look you'll get, more of a watercolor feel. Just FYI. Okay, I like that pretty good. This is not going the way I thought it would at all. Okay, so I think I'm going to pause and let this dry. I'm going to spritz some water so it'll be flat, so whenever we're gluing, it's not going to be all buckled up. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. It's pretty much dry. And then I decided, y'all know me, extra. I wanted to add a few more things. So I'm going to use my Distress Oxide in kind of the same colors I've already used. And I'm just going to use a stencil. This is a Scrap-A-Sketch stencil with little circles. I would have preferred hearts, but I don't have one. And honestly, I'm lazy and I just didn't want to take time and make one either. So I'm just going to take some of this Chip Sapphire ink and just stencil it down in the same colors pretty much. I love it, I love it. Okay. And of course, my layout is a lot busier than Vanessa's layout. But that's okay, because it was just for inspiration. I scrap lifted it. But, you know, you still do your own thing. Make it your own. And, let's see. And this isn't super noticeable, and I can't see the camera, so honestly I don't even know like if it's showing up for y'all to see. And I'm just spritzing my stencil with water and just wiping it off over the trash can, because it's just, since it's Distress Oxide, it just comes right off. If you had a baby wipe, you know, you could totally use that too, and it would work perfectly fine, but I always forget that I have them, so. Okay. And then I'm just going to do these, and I'm just going to do it lightly. Okay. I like it, y'all. I like it. Alright, so that's pretty much that. And then, also, I was going to add some shimmer brush so it will sparkle to match my dandelions that I created. Because I did add, the shimmer brush to them. This is just a clear shimmer brush from close to my heart. I didn't realize I was going to get into this much mixed media. Alright, so pretty much it don't take long at all to dry. So let's work on putting some glue on this and gluing it down. I'm going to move this over just for a second and give it a minute to soak in and start drying up. Actually, I'm going to take my paper towel and just dab on this one, the big one, the first boo-boo I made, and just get it up a little bit so that it'll dry faster. Okay, so then I'm just adding my glue. This has been fun. I'm very excited to see if I can actually use up a whole collection. I have never, ever, in like the 28 years I've been scrapbooking, I have never used a whole collection with every single piece of paper used up. So I am excited to see if I can actually do it. Alright, I'm just going to stick this down. This one is definitely a lot more colorful than hers. This would look pretty. I really liked it without the colored background also, and just having the white with the white cut file on the white. I really like the look of that, the simplicity of it. But since I had to use paint and all that and work in the mixed media aspect of it, here we are. Alright, so let's see. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I have to do torn paper. So let's just do it. Let's just tear it. My photo mat. And I think I'll actually even use my little rougher tool and distress the other edges so that it doesn't look so out of place. Whoops! I ripped it. We got the torn paper going. I was pressing too hard. Okay. Now, let's add the picture. I almost kind of want to trim up the picture, but if I do, then I'm going to be missing. Maybe I should glue that back to the edge. Let's just do it. Is that crazy? I ripped it off and now I'm going to glue it back. Glue it with the ripped edge on the outside. Just so you can still see it. Okay. Let's glue it up. I have it backwards. Lord have mercy. That's okay. We're just going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it. Okay. So I'm going to add my photo. I actually like this more than I thought I was going to, because the yellow and the blue from my picture and the pink now from the background color I added goes with the paper perfectly. So I'm surprised. Okay, so there's that. So now we got torn paper, textile, and paint. Oh, I know what my other thing was. Okay, we're gonna rip this up. Just kidding, we didn't want to glue it yet. Okay. I was going to add in some of this for my textile aspect of it. So, I think I'm going to do it down here. I'm going to just make a hole. I probably actually need a bigger one. Okay, I'm going to use my scissors. Now, be careful if you're doing crazy stuff like this. Especially with these scissors because they're very sharp. But I'm sure there's well, technically I could probably use my crop-a-dile and just crop some holes that are perfectly round. But I kind of want the uneven, rough look of it. Okay, so then my idea was I was just going to tie this through here. Well, if I can get a hold of it. I was trying to think. I don't even know what I'm doing. I was gonna make it so that it's okay. We're just gonna tie it. I'll make it a little bit shorter. Just to give it more of the little rustic outdoor vibey, you know, kind of, since I was outside. And we're talking about weeds, wildflowers. I love wildflowers. I just pulled part of it off back there. It didn't go through the hole, but you know what? That's okay too. It just gives it an even rougher feel. And we'll just take this little extra piece and put it down here. Whoops. I really pulled it off. We're getting down to the threads of this twine. If that ain't textile, I don't know what is. That one almost looks like hair. That's a little crazy. Okay. I am going to trim this, Okay. Probably rough that one up a little bit. I'm going to trim this one. I don't like it curling. It looks like a hair. Okay. Now let's add the glue again. Round 2. Let's see if we can be successful. And of course my glue's getting a glue booger and stopping up. I don't even know where my needle went. Oh, here it is. All right, now then. Now we can glue it down again. That was very different. A very different look. I don't know if I'm loving that part, but okay. Either way, we're moving on because this has took a lot longer than my simple little easy layout I was going to do that I told y'all that we were going to be doing. It's turned into more complicated. Okay. So, I'm going to glue this one down. And then I think on this one I'm going to put it on foam tape. And I'll just use the rest of that foam tape. Alright. Do I want it up or down? I think I left it like that. Alright, where is my other foam tape? I've got a mess rolling, y'all. I've been rolling out these layouts since being sick. Okay. It's about time to stop, clean up, and start all over again. Because sometimes, you know, once your pile becomes too much, you just need a good reset. Free wishes. Okay. I like it. I have Scraplifted Vanessa. I will post her channel below for you to check that out. And should I add a bee? I did lay them out, but maybe I should put it on foam tape. I'll post her link below. And I was going to say something else. See, my memory, I told y'all it's bad. Like that quick. It was gone in a flash. I can't remember to save my life. Oh my goodness. What was I going to say? I was going to tell y'all something else. Well, I hope it wasn't important. Maybe if it was, I'll remember and I'll tell y'all in the next video. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Her stuff's below. Mixed Media Mayhem, the link will be below also. I included textile paint and torn paper on this layout today. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Can you see the sparkles? But, so thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll post close-ups at the end, and until next time, bye y'all.